Nissan have been kind enough to lend me a Leaf for the week, so I thought I'd do my take on it. Had it for a couple of days. In all honesty, it's okay. It's a big leap forward in technology. It's the future, you know. This is the Acenta model, and looks wise, I don't think it's the prettiest of cars. My son said it looked like a duck this morning. The Acenta model comes with halogen headlights that do sit proud of the body quite an awful long way. I understand that's to help with wind noise, filter the air past these wing mirrors so the car's a little bit quieter, but we'll talk about that in a bit. It comes with 16-inch alloys, big squishy tyres which help on the ride, but they do make it look a little bit like a big fat sofa sat on little caster wheels. Look better with bigger wheels, I think. There's an awfully big gap there as well between the top of the wheel and the bottom of the wheel arch, which looks a bit ungainly. Coming around to the back, got a reversing camera, which is forever getting filthy and makes it completely pointless to use. No reversing sensors. Boot itself is, in my opinion, fairly good size. This is the charge lead that comes with it. Obviously plonk that in the front of the car, and a mains transformer 3-pin plug. Fits in this nice little bag. I just tend to leave it out because it's more hassle to get it to keep putting it in and out. There's no storage under the floor as such. No, nothing, it's solid. The seats do fold flat, so it gives you a bit more of a load bay. On the roof here on the Acenta, it comes with a solar panel. Wow. Helps to trickle charge the battery, but it's not good enough to put any significant charge in it. In the back we've got electric rear windows. Material's quite nice, sort of a suede material. These seats are very, very comfy. However, once you're sat in the back of the car, for me, I'm 6 foot, there's not really a lot of leg room sat behind my driving position, and there's not really a lot of support under the knees there, so I couldn't go too far on it. Nissan do some things really, really well, like the fabrics and some of the interior plastics are nice, and then they do some things which are really awful, like that interior light that has come out of a 1988 Nissan Sunny. This is a car of the future. Why not put an LED light in there instead of an old light with filament bulb? Just looks untidy if you ask me. Proximity sensor for the central locking. Push the button and all the doors open. The business seat. On the driver's door we've got controls for the electric windows, the door locks, the window lock and the folding mirrors. It's a shame that they don't automatically fold when you lock the car. You have to do it manually, but it's no great shakes. What I did find this morning is if you lock the windows to stop the kiddies from opening the back windows, it also stops you opening the back windows. So I can't open them from here, and I couldn't open the passenger window. I had to unlock them to open the passenger window to clear it with condensation. The dash is quite slick. I like the black plastic. The piano black trim, quite nice, but it is a bit of a dust magnet. Looking down the heater controls, fairly basic. A couple of cup holders in there. USB port. This is an OBD port, I would imagine. Certainly looks like one. The starter button down there. The old gear stick. We've got 3 modes on here. crossing down puts it in drive, crossing down again puts it in regenerative braking mode, and then obviously a crossing up put it in reverse, and then a button press on the top will put it in park. There's no handbrake as such, there's a foot operated park brake, which I haven't intended to use, and there's a little bit of storage under there. Glove box is a decent size. There's loads of headroom in here, more than I'd ever need. On the steering wheel we've got controls, cruise control, the economy mode, volume buttons and seek buttons, back button, telephone button, source button. It pushes in, up and down, and that turns the map on. This model's got automatic headlights and automatic wipers. Looking down here, we've got a button there to open the electric flap at the front. This locks it when it's on charge. Keep that on auto, so when you lock the car, it locks the plug into the socket, so people can't remove it. This is something to do with the timer charging. This is like an electronic beep when you're in town, so people can hear you coming when you start off and when you stop. Traction control, switch that on and off. Headlight beam leveling. We've got some more buttons up here which go through some of the menus on the dash, so you can change some of the settings. We'll look at the dash sequence then as we fire it up and press the start button. You need your foot on the brake first. Lovely. So now we're up and running. It tells us in the middle of the dash that to charge it back to 100% will take 5 hours. At the moment it's got 70 miles left in the batteries. However, this is where the car is a little bit sneaky. As soon as you turn the heater on, not the air conditioning, just the heater, that 70 drops to 60. As then, when you turn off the eco mode by using this button here on the steering wheel, because it's very sluggish in eco mode, that drops it by another 4. So your 70 actually is 62. So if you find you're 10 miles away from home, you need to turn the heater off and turn the eco mode on, and it will give you another 6 or 7 miles left in your battery pack. I found that 100% charge doesn't last very long, not the way you drive it. The thing I do like about it is the instant torque that you get from the motor. There's no sort of kick down that you would find in a normal automatic gearbox. It's a single speed automatic, almost like a CVT gearbox, and it just pulls and pulls and pulls, and it's very addictive. I keep putting my foot down, which is a bit naughty. The meter reading up here tells you how much power you're putting in, almost like a rev counter, and then these 4 lights here will light up green when the regenerative braking's working. Take your foot off the accelerator and they'll light up to show you that you're being a little bit more economical. At the top of the dash here we've got again bit like shows you how much power you're using and how economical you're being. It does start growing a little tree there, the more economical you can be, and the trick is to win as many trees as possible. I've only got 1 tree at the moment. Each time you start a new journey it resets. Obviously you've got speedo next to it, time and temperature. It's very clear to read, and the dash is very nice actually, like it a lot. In the centre here, the centre console, we've got a FM radio, CD, which is in here, CD there, an SD card for the maps for the sat-nav, which is standard on the Acenta model. I'm not a big fan of the touchscreen, but works okay. Aux for your iPhone or your USB player. I have noticed that it charged my iPhone super quick. Just a little journey, but a heck of a lot of charge into it. I don't know how much that takes out of the batteries, but quicker than my own car. And then on this side we've got various menus and statuses, what range you've got left, and blah blah blah. I lost track with it, to be honest with you. And then here we've got all the information there to do with how much power you've got left, how far you can go, where the nearest charging station is. Car wings is so you can connect it to your mobile phone once you've bought your car and registered it with your VIN number with Nissan. So you can see how much charge is in your car remotely from your phone, and you can turn the climate control on and another couple of bits and pieces. But, it's good. Energy information. Too much information there to take note of. In all honesty, I just want to get in the car and drive it. Sat-nav's okay, it's quite accurate. However, as with all these sat-navs, it tries to send you the way that it thinks it's best, but sometimes it's clearly not. The things that are annoying me about this car is having to charge it all the while. I only do about 40-50 miles a day, but I am getting range anxiety with it already. I find that in your own car, when you get down to about 60 miles of fuel left in the tank and the car starts bleeping at you, you start thinking then, oh crikey, I need to get some fuel. But I've probably only done 20-30 miles in this morning, and it's already on 62 miles left in the tank, which means on the school run later I'll be looking at about 20 miles left in the batteries, and it will need recharging again. And the time it takes to recharge at home is over 12 hours. If we flick through the battery meter here, we're on 66%, and to charge that back up to 100% will take 5 hours. So it's 9 o'clock now, it won't be back on 100% until early afternoon. So it very much is a second car, providing you don't do more than, say, 80 miles a day. But that's the only thing that's annoying me with the motor at the moment. The heater's rubbish. As you can see there, I've got it set on 30 degrees. It's absolutely dire. But then I understand that you haven't got a petrol engine or a diesel engine to generate that heat, so you have to be reliant on the car's energy to work that heater. But it's poor. The other thing that I've noticed is you can have the heating on the windscreen, you can have it in your face, on your feet, just on your feet and the but you can't have it in your face and on the screen. You've got to have the heater running because the car misses up very quickly. The side windows don't clear very well because these here on the side are rubbish. These demisters on the side are rubbish. So it really could benefit with like a heated windscreen or an element in the windscreen to clear the condensation. Other than that, it's all right. They are relatively cheap now with the government grant. I think Nissan are doing a deal. It's £2,000 down and £200 a month on a PCP, which is not a bad deal really if you want it as a second car. So if there's anything you want me to answer, I've got the car for another couple of days. Leave a message and I'll try and answer it as honestly as possible, or get down to your Nissan dealership. They're doing a 7-day test drive at the moment in these, and it's worth having a look at. Thanks very much. Goodbye.